So you get back into wrestling.
Yeah. Kavika Palui, David Palui was the guy that got me into.
When did you meet him?
I think 2008, 2009, around there. 2008, 2009.
And how did you meet him?
I finished wrestling. I finished coaching wrestling, and I just went into the weight room to I don't know what I'm doing, but I just wanted to lift weights. And how I describe him, Uncle Kavika was in there, and he's lifting weights too, and he's like his son was a really good football player and a really good wrestler. And he's like, hey, you want to come train in the garage, come do some jiu-jitsu? And I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to, because Kavika Palui is one of the OG fighters. Like, he's just one of the OGs. Like, if he didn't get injured, he would have been one of the guys like Ronald Jun and Falanikovic. He got all of them. He was fighting before them. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, oh yeah, come, and started doing jiu-jitsu, and like he was the beginning of all that. Bozo, Paling, and all those OG US like fighters, like even before BJ Penn, like the Hawaii circuit. Like it was them that were coming out, and just he was one of the good ones, and he was from Wai'anae. So I was like, oh, he wanted to train, and he always, I guess he was like my grandmaster. He just seen something in me, like I had a knack in being a martial artist and whatnot, and just from there just prospered.
When did you realize you could get back into competing in the form of MMA and that you could be a pro fighter?
I think like after my fourth amateur fight, like I was like, all right, I'm tired of fighting for free. Like, I need something as income or something to roll over. You know what I mean? And all these amateur fighters, they're going in over here and they're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 fights. There's people in Hawaii that's had over 20 amateur fights. I think Max Holloway would fucking fight. Max would fight like every week before I even got into MMA. He was kickboxing like every damn week, 4 times a month. Just freaking. It was just, when MMA in like the 2005 and on, like from 2005 to like 2010, crazy amount of fights. Like it was pumping. Like all fights all the time, and like Max Dem was all one of them. And I was like, I got into it afterwards, but I was like, yeah. I had 4 amateur fights, and I was training pretty much almost full time already. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be. I need some income so I can, all these promoters are making money, and I'm over here bringing in all my family. Like, I'm selling out these venues, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, it's not about the money, but it's just, this is a full-time job. If I'm going to make this a full-time job, I need to make some type of investment where it rolls over so I can continue. So yeah, did my 4th amateur fight. 1 month later, they're like, oh, you want to fight the #1 seed in Hawaii professionally at 205? I was like, talk to all my coaches. He's like, bro, you got this. I was like, I got this. You know what I mean? I fought. I ended up fighting him. It was a crazy war. I won the first round. He won the second round. And then I ended up not finishing him in the 3rd round. But it was like this crazy war that no one ever thought I would win, because I was fighting at 205 and I was a fat piece of shit that didn't lift weights. I was just floppy and I just had heart. I just had heart, man. I was just down. I had heavy hands and I had a big heart. And all these guys that came up, they're all big, weightlifters. They're all, just all muscled, steroided out. They're way bigger than me. And yeah, bro, that's when I realized that I needed to like have some finance. I needed to fight professionally, because I ain't gonna be fighting for free and taking all these damage. I didn't want to be fighting forever. I don't know how long. People don't understand, like, fighters like, oh, this is my life, I'm gonna do this, I'm a fighter, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, this is your opportunity to make money. I'm a martial artist. Before I'm even an entertainer, I'm a martial artist. But this is your window of opportunity to build your brand. Maybe not even make money, but build your brand and get out. Look at Ronda Rousey. Look at McGregor. Those people don't need to fight anymore. Their brand is built. You know what I mean? And they use that with the profession. They did something. They caught on to something. You know what I mean? Like, all these fighters need to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, we need to build our brand with whatever it is. And That's the biggest thing. I see all these the OG fighters, and it's like, dang, man, I got so much respect for them, and they're walking around on bus up, and you know what I mean? I'm just like, she's like, I don't want to be like that. You know, I want to be functional. I want to be able to, you know, roll with my grandkids and tap them out when I'm 90. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, he ain't gonna ever fuck Grandpa's up. What are you talking about? That's my goals, you know what I mean? Be like, damn, Grandpa's such a G. Like, he's a man. Like, you can't even, you know, just stuff like that. Like, just being young. Like, I have definitely a different path now in, you know, with UFC. It's always, if you ain't in fighting to be at the top, get out. Yeah. If you ain't trying to be the best and you're over here trying to pick it, like, oh, I want to fight this guy. No, like, I'm over here to be the best. But I am in the business of entertainment. But before I'm an entertainer, I'm a martial artist. Before I'm even a martial artist, bro, I'm a human being. You know what I mean? And that's never dictated. My profession has never dictated that.
What were the early days as a pro like? You get that first win, and now you're a pro fighter.
I never took it that way. I always took it as a test for myself, and it just got progressed, because your next fight's always the next important one. Regardless on whoever it is, it's the next important one. So I was always just like, oh, mission accomplished, what's next? Mission accomplished, what's next? Like, you know, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I got this fight. It was like, by the time I realized I was in UFC, I was like, damn, I'm in UFC. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh yeah, but when I got in there, it was because I felt like I belonged there. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like this wasn't my place. Like, I would go, before I even got into UFC, I was in the back with Nick guys, you know what I mean? I'm following them, I'm being a soldier with them, and Nate's introducing me to all these things, and I was like, shit, this is me. I know, because I didn't feel uncomfortable, I embraced it. Yeah. So when it happened to me, it was like, hey, that shit just enhanced me. It didn't change me at all, it just enhanced my truth. So.
When did you meet the Diaz brothers?
I met them when I was fighting in Strikeforce. I was doing a fight. It was my first Strikeforce fight. I was fighting at 185. I believe that was 2010. That's when I first met them. Had Nick and Nate, Cesar Gracie. And yeah, they were watching my fight. And after I finished my fight, I ended up winning by decision. Finished my fight. Matchmaker Rich Chow, Bellator, matchmaker. He goes, hey bro, Cesar Gracie, I want to meet you. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. Started rapping with them. They were ringside. I was talking to them, and she's like, yeah man, come to Stockton, come train. A month later, stayed up there with Nick and Nate for 2 months, bro. Just Nick opened his house to me. He was like, yeah bro, just train. From there, man, I just stayed up there for 2 months. They became my Cali fam, and then we just started a great relationship, and just now you know, like, I represent Hawaii and Gracie Technics, and you know, but I still pay my homage, and I still hold it down for Nick Diaz Academy. Yeah. You know, those are my boys. That's my Cali fam. So you know what I mean? Like, that's still a part of me. That's something.
What did they teach you? What did you get from them?
They taught me how to be martial artists, bro. They taught me how to be real. They did. This is probably the best story I can tell people, and it was about Nick. I finished a fight in Vegas, and we're all partying after my fight, and we're all walking through the casino. And Nick comes up to me and he's like, Yancy. He's like, Yance, how many years have you done karate? And I was like, yeah, this is just out of the norm, you know, because we're all just partying, talking about crap shit. Then he walks up to me and he's like, Yance, man, how many years have you done karate? And I'm like, like 15 years, and I got my blessings, you know. And he's like, that's 15 years. Nobody can take away from you. And when he said that shit just fucking flew in my head, and it just made me, it went viral, and it just started, so much shit just started connecting for me. And I was just like, he was right. That's 15 years of martial arts that nobody can take away from me. Not one wrestler, not one jiu-jitsu guy, not whatever it is. That's 15 years of me. And it just made me click, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It made me realize how much of a martial artist I was. And it made me realize how much of a martial artist they were. And they're all about vibes and energy. They're not punks, but they ain't gonna get punked. It's the same thing with me. I'm a hugger, they're muggers. You know what it is? But we have the same characteristics. Different personalities, same characteristics. That's why we vibe. Because we're real, and we understand we're martial artists. And if you're not a martial artist, you don't get that. You know what I mean? I get it. Like, you're gonna have your own objective on them and whatnot. Okay, bro, I've never had a street fight in my life. I'm a joyful individual. Why am I best friends with Nick and Nate Diaz? And they're perceived as punks? Because they ain't. You know what I mean? I don't hang around negative people. That's not my path. I connect with good individuals, good human beings. Why did it? Because they are that way. They're just perceived differently. You know, and I'm a proof of that. Like, I've lived with them. Nick and Nate let me live in their house and not charge me $1 ever since I've ever lived with them for years. I mean, what kind of humans, do that? You know what I mean, right? They're not about money and all that. Like, Nick Nate never talk. I've never talked to them about money because we're always martial artists, brothers of the sword. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Tell me about your UFC debut. What do you remember?
I broke my thumb.
You were undefeated.
Yeah, I was undefeated, and I broke my thumb, man, and I was like, shit. In the simplest story of it, it's just, I broke my thumb. I was coming in undefeated, and I was like, all right, what do you want to do? You know, is this what you want to do? Like, this is adversity. You know what I mean? I was like, I gotta get better. You know, like, that's all it was. It just, shit happens. I didn't want my thumb to break, and if that's the thing, if I knew, I'd never broken anything in my life, and that was a dislocation. So when I seen my thumb dislocated, I literally instinctually thought that it was like Lethal Weapon shit, and he's just gonna pop the guys are just gonna pop it back in, and I was gonna go out. Like, if I knew that they were gonna stop the fight because I had a dislocated thumb, I thought they could have just popped it back in. I didn't know, and this never happened to me. Anyway, the ref seen it, doctor stopped it. I would have hid that, and I don't know if that would have been worse for me, because I don't complain. I ain't no bitch. You know what I mean? Bro, Nick tricked me into a triathlon and I've never ever trained for one in Tahoe. I ain't no bitch, bro. I know I ain't no bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that happened, and I was like, what the hell? And you can see, I'm just like, bro, like, I'm just in distraught because I didn't know. I didn't know that they were just gonna stop it. But whatever. Fucking shit happens. Get better. Went back to the drawing board. Just got better, man. I mean, get better, not bitter. I've always lived that way.
When you think back on your UFC fights, which one stands out the most?
The ones I got my ass beat. I mean, Oliveira, like, that was definitely, that one hit me, that hit home for me a lot, because I just felt like I was fighting I was fighting myself. You know, he's a happy
218.
Yeah, I forget which
Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah, Cowboy Oliveira in Detroit. Like, I just felt like I was like, oh, this dude's a happy-go-lucky dude. You know, he's just the Brazilian form of it, always smiling. And then when I hit him, I dropped him at first, and then he got up and he ran back at me. I was like, oh, motherfuckers, just like me. You know what I mean? Like, I got into a slugfest with him the first round. He dropped me like 2 times, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, like, I'm like, and then I had to recollaborate, and then just was like, oh man, and like I realized, and I was like, hey, I had to just be more tactical and not emotional. That's where that's the things I've been working on, because I always give my heart. Sometimes, you gotta know how to be tactical, though, not emotional.
That, some people gave you Fight of the Year.
Oh, man.
2017 for that. So you remember the first round?
Yes.
What else do you remember? How much is clear?
Oh, I mean, now that I watch it, it's the fight is pretty clear. Like, I remember, like, when I finish a fight, I don't remember things. Then I keep watching the fights, and then it's kind of like a hangover. It just comes back slowly. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, yeah, like that. It's just like that. A fight for me is like that. It's like a hangover. It just comes back slowly, man. All the memories of the night. And, like, now I can picture it, and I remember how I felt and what I thought. And there was this one time, like, oh, no, it wasn't. Was it Oliveira? No, it was Trinaldo. Another Brazilian fight. Which is another one that left an imprint on me. Because he hit me, and I remember, like, the very meaning of knock your senses loose. Because he hit me, and boom, and I automatically thought of, like, he hit me with like a big overhand left or something, and I automatically thought of Kaya. I don't know why. I was like, boom, oh my God, Kaya. And I turned back, I was like, oh my God, I'm in a fight. Like, it was like, my daughter, Kaya. Yeah, I don't know why. You know what I mean? It just concussed. He hit me in the head, and I was like, boom, oh my daughter, Kaya. I was like, shit, I'm in a fight. Like, you have to rebound. It was this. I remember that. I always remember that. And then I remember him dropping me. him dropping me. And I'm falling, trying all to hit me down, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't feel my legs. Jiu-Jitsu. I remember thinking Jiu-Jitsu, and I fell down, and I threw my legs over, and he didn't get me. I was like, damn, I watched the fight. I'm like, I remember how I was thinking when I got dropped. It's so funny, just to go back to those things, you know, like, yeah, I remember that, like, getting my senses knocked loose, and me telling myself Jiu-Jitsu, because I couldn't feel my legs and shit, and I couldn't fight.
Yeah.
It's epic, bro. It's epic. Like,
it's a feeling like, how do you describe that to other people? Because people like me, a lot of fans that will never be in that position.
I guess, like, it's hard to understand that feeling if you never truly tested yourself in whatever it is, right? You could do that in running, you could do that in swimming. It's a point where you think you've passed your limitations of whatever it is, and you just gotta get back into it, and people realize, oh, is it fight or flight? You know, some people are just gonna stop from there. You know what I mean? You see guys in fights, they have all these game plans, and when you see that once they get hurt to a point, they're like, damn, it changes them. Like, shit, that hurt. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that hurt. You know, like, I remember Uriah Hall and Chris Lieben, and Uriah Hall freaking hit him so hard and then come out in the next round. He's like, nah, bro, I'm done. I'm like, you got hit that hard that you realize that you were done. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? You guys get knocked out, then guys get hit and they realize, like, oh, like, I am hurt, and I can see it in the eyes, and that's like the part. You know, like, for me, like, you gotta know how to feel uncomfortable. You gotta know how to compete and test yourself. You know what I mean? If you break yourself, then you can relate to that. If you compete and someone's making you go against your will and making you feel overwhelmed and uncomfortable, then you're gonna relate to how I feel, because then you know how to overcome adversity, right? I think it's better that you're a mountain climber now and fighter, but you face adversity. You have your own adversity. It touches your soul. You climbing that mountain, you like know you gotta in the flight or fight, right? That's the thing. I want people to relate with. Like, as long as you understand adversity and growth, then you know how to relate to what I went through. If you don't, I ain't gonna sweat over it, right? Because why am I gonna explain myself? You not paying my bills. You don't live my life. If you don't get it, you don't get it, bro. It's like I cannot control your thoughts and your actions.
After the Cowboy Oliveira fight, which you of course came back, win TKO in the third round, incredible fight. You get your first UFC main event against Donald Cowboy Cerrone in Austin. What do you remember about that experience?
I was happy, bro, you know, but I was impatient. I felt like I should have been more, you know. It was my first fight, and I just was like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. Like, if Herb Dean didn't stop that fight, whatever you seen in the first round would have went on for 4 more rounds after that. I was not gonna stop. I was like, oh, we slinging, bro. Like, I was in it, and I felt like I wasn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like, when I got rocked and I dropped, yes, I got rocked, but I think Cowboy hit me once or twice in that whole interaction before. Like, I was moving, like, you know what I mean? He didn't get in contact, and, like, that's what I was saying. I'm like, dang. Like, I understand the refs are there for the safety. You know, like my last fight, I felt I could have continued. It is what it is. What I have to do, prevention. Prevention is the best defense. Don't get fucking put there again. You know?
What was the experience like of being in a main event? How was that different?
I didn't take it differently. No. It's always the same for me. When it comes to, like, you know, how they treat the fighters, and even the whole experience is seeing, I take it in, but it doesn't differ to me, because on Saturday someone's punching me in the face, so there's no amount of pictures and posters and press that's gonna make me feel different. You know what I mean? It's only gonna perpetuate my truth and my brand, whatever is getting pressed out. That if I have my branding is what I want to press out. But other than that, bro, the mission is still the same. You know, I gotta entertain. Because you see guys in there, they don't care to entertain, they just want to win. And I get it. It's the business now. They don't care to entertain, they just want to win. And for me, it's like, I want to entertain. I want to win too. So it's just, you know, I have that. I play myself on that. There's ego in between all of that for me. But first main event, it was great because of the fact that I knew that I was going to represent my brand, and that wasn't going to change me.
What is your brand?
Health, humor, humility. That's definitely things I've always perpetuated. I realize now, like, even from being that I'm older now, and I'm, you know, being in UFC, and I've hit this pedestal where like I get a lot of attention, I get a lot of people looking up to me, and I feel more selfless now than I do like before. When I'm 31 now. When I was 25, I was like, oh, I want all these houses, I want this. I got into UFC, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this, you know, and it's just like, oh, I want all these houses or apartments. And now it's like, I look at myself and I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do with all those cars and all those houses when I'm in the grave? I care about more what I'm gonna give to the world. That's just my perspective, though. And it's not about people do this, or you should do this, you should do this. This is just me and my self-thoughts and how I feel. You know, like, I feel like if I had 10 houses and it was all to myself, oh, and he died, Yancy had these houses, all these cars, like, what did I do with that, though? You know what I mean? I'd rather have these houses and provide it for someone that changed their life for the better. Like, that's just the path I'm on now. And even though I hit this pedestal of where I can just be so selfish and just have more for myself, I don't want that. You know what I mean? If I get to be the world champ, I'm still going to perpetuate this, and I'm still going to be, like I said, before I'm an entertainer, I'm a martial artist. Before I'm a martial artist, I'm a human being. And I really do believe that. You know, like, hence why I can come over here and connect with you. Yeah. I like to entertain, but I love to connect. And like, I love doing this. I actually love talking to people. Like, I can do that with a bum, with a rich guy, with a girl, with a boy. Like, gender, status, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, I'll talk to a 3-year-old and have a great conversation with them. You know what I mean? Because people don't do that. I can walk up to a hot girl and she'd be like, oh my God, Yancy Medeiros, he wants to talk to me. But before that, I was an amateur dude, and be like, what the fuck are you doing talking to me? She'd think that's weird. You know what I mean, right? And it's like, why? Why are we like this now? Like, why can't we just have a good conversation, or why can't we converse like human beings? Like, we get caught in being human doers. You know what I mean? We just always get caught up in doing that. And for me, it's like, I like that. Like, now I can sit back and take my time, and there's so much people that want to know me. And it's just like, you can know me, but I'd rather you know my truth, which is something I feel like would help you. So like me, like, I eat plants now, right? Yeah. I'm all plant-based. They're like, oh, you're vegan? I'm like, no, I'm not vegan, bro. I just eat plants. I stay in my lane. People eat meat. I get it. It's not their fault. It's culture and environment and conditions. I travel the world. I understand that now, right? Like, if I was born in a plant-based area and I never ate red meat, they wouldn't know what's the difference. You know, I get it now. That's why vegans like, oh, you eat meat, blah blah blah. You wrong, you evil. I'm like, you blame them for that? Like, they were born like that. Like, they cannot. You know what I mean? I don't blame people for conditions and environments they grew up in. No, I understand that. I just stay in my lane and I perpetuate my truth. I don't challenge people's values. It's like me saying, hey, bro, go run. It's good for you. It's healthy. Go run right now. Shut the fuck up, Yancy. I know running's healthy for me. I know it's good for me. Don't tell me to do it. It's like me preaching something. I don't preach. I just live my path, and I try and educate if people want to be educated. I'll educate the naive. If you want to be ignorant about it, it's all good, bro. I don't care.
You mentioned you're 31, you're getting older. What do you see as your future as a fighter?
Ah, man. That's I mean, like I said, the goal is always to be number one in fighting. You know, now we got Max over here at 55, I got Nate at 155. You know, it's like, I would never ever fight them, ever. There's no amount of money that would make me fight them. I'm not like that. I don't give a shit about monetary gain. But this is my platform and my profession, and I need to make that. So I'm gonna, with my profession, it's always to be the best, to fight the best, always to entertain, and I'm gonna do that. Give me whoever. They know I'm gonna swing on them. But I need to build my brand. So after fighting, I got something. Whether it's not about success. To me isn't about like having all your houses and all that. Success to me is you being passionate about what you want to do and you being happy. But if you're an artist and you're in the park and you go there every day and you freaking draw badass art that's good to you and you're happy with it and nobody else, I'm like, how is that not successful? He's over there doing what he wants to do and he's happy. Like, that is success for me. Like, I understand that now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about. I've lived it, bro. I had the fashionable life, going to clubs, getting all the attention. You know, like, I've had that, and it's just like those things never change. And it's like, I want to be happy. And what was my happiness? What I was around, you know, connecting. That's what makes me happy. So I feel like that's success to me. Whatever makes you happy and you're productive productive, positive human being. So I'm on that trend with understanding life, because I was always around, growing up in an environment where you were successful with what other people thought of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever people thought of you is what is the success. Oh, man, you fight so much, or you get all these cars, and all these people think you're successful. And I just never thought like that growing up. And now I understand that at this age. I'm like, yeah, man, I just want to be happy, and I want everyone that I love and I connect to be happy with me.
Yancy, thank you, bud.
Oh, yeah, of course, man.
Well, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, man, of course. I was, like I said, man, like, that's just my whole spiel now. Like, I really like I said, I really want, like, being a human being, and I realized, like, since a young age, I've always just liked connecting with people. I've never judged them. Like, from a young age, like, I remember, like, there's these things like Micronesians, the stereotype, right? I remember in high school, like, there was this Micronesian kid, and I always talked to him in high school, and everyone would, like, I never got the fact that everyone would talk shit about him. But I'm still like that, you know what I mean? They're like, I'm the guy that went up to the weird kid in the cafeteria and just talked to him. And like, everyone's like, oh, Yancy, why is he talking to that? Because the stereotype or whatever. Like, I'm still like that to this day. Like, I don't judge, bro. I'm like, I want to have, like, a camera dude follow me, because there's this one kid, there's this bum. He's always on the side of the road, and he's just, hey, man, you guys got, he has a sign. Don't give him anything. I'm just like, I want to pick that fucker up and ask him what his story is. Like, what's your story, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what got you here to make you want to do this? And not being mean, I'm just like, obviously he's happy. He's over there just shocking. Bro, this kid looks like he's under 25. But he's homeless, you know what I mean? He just has this thing, yeah, anything would appreciate it, we're hungry, you got would be greatly appreciated. And I'm just like, wow, I want to connect with that dude. I want to see his story. Like, I want to know what's up. Like maybe he isn't happy, or maybe he is. It's just, I'm curious about that. But people would just pass that every day. You know what I mean? And just not just be in their own world. I get it. Just for me, I don't look at it like that. I see this guy every day, and I'm like, oh, looking for water or something. Like, hey, bro, get some water. Trying to make him healthy. Trying to connect with this dude. Naturally, I'm like, one day I'm going to pick that fucker up, and we're going to have a camera. We're going to have a great talk. I'm telling you, bro, I'm going to post it. Remember this. But that's the things I like to do, man. I like to connect with people. I think that's definitely something I'm going to be wanting to pursue after fighting. Just whatever it is. If I can spread health and humor and just have that, like, that's definitely, like, my path. I'm very happy with that. Like I said, even if it's not monetary gain, like, I'm very happy with trying to connect. So you caught me on a good question, because I really don't know what my future is after fighting, but I know I'm going to be a happy, joyful individual that likes to connect with other humans. Yeah.
Well, a lot of UFC fans out there, big fans of you, and I feel like they're probably more connected with you now.
Oh, man, I mean...
after this time that we've had, it's been great.
Oh, for sure, brother. Hell yeah. No problem, man.
I want you to subscribe. Hey, I'm not joking about that subscribing, okay?